Chat GPT is about to crash because Loveth has found it. I asked Chat GPT how to be a productive mom. I was like, no. Listen, your job is to do the thinking. So much. Why don't we do this? This makes sense. Whoa, wait, a bunch of rubbish. Wait a minute. This is the time for something else. You'll be happier at the end of the day. Do you know how I feel about this 15-minute rule thing? How does that help you stay productive? Let me know. I think one of the things you quickly learn is when I cook, let's just make extra. There may not be I in my name, but intelligence is there. Hey people, welcome back to Mommy Souls. We're still with AI because if it's going to end mankind, let's squeeze everything we can out of it before, I asked ChatGPT how to be a productive mom because hello. And it gave me this deep one paragraph talking about establish daily routine with time blocks for tasks and create sense of stress. I should not be thinking when you're there. That's the whole reason why you're there. So I retyped the question and I said, what are the hacks for being productive? And then it broke down the answer and gave me simple ABCD answers that we are going to discuss. Now, some of the hacks that it gave are similar to what it gave for being an organized mom, which I guess that makes sense because organized moms are productive moms, right? So that makes sense. But because of that, I'm not going to start from, 1, 2, 3 like it gave. I'm going to start off with the answers that weren't included for being an organized mom and then go from there. Okay? All right. Spend a few minutes each evening planning for the next day. This helps you start the day with a clear sense of what needs to be accomplished. Makes so much sense. Why don't we do this? This makes sense. Well, I think we actually kind of do in our minds. We may not write it out, but in our mind, when we're about to go to bed, all right, tomorrow I'm going to do, which is fine. But you're more likely to forget. Make a to-do list and prioritize tasks based on their importance and urgency. Focus on completing high priority items first. So true. I watch Erin on Demand and she brilliantly came up with the top 3, even though a lot of us already do it. We just didn't give it this cool branding like she has. If you don't watch Erin on Demand, you need to go over to her channel. Love her. Been watching her for years now. But yes, prioritize what you have for the day and go at that, because at the end of the day, that's how you feel happier and more, I don't want to say fulfilled. Fulfilled is too deep, but more accomplished by the end of the day. Yes. Multitask mindfully. While multitasking isn't always the best, if done mindfully, you can combine certain tasks. For example, listening to an audiobook while doing house chores. I've heard this whole thing about multitasking isn't as productive or efficient like we think it is. And at first I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, because you listen to podcasts and YouTube channels and they explain it and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But then later I was like, whoa, wait, a bunch of rubbish. Wait a minute. When I look at my life and the fact that I do multitask, I'm like, it is efficient, it is productive. What are they talking about? But I think where multitasking is not efficient is when we try to multitask all the time. Well, while I'm here, I might as well do this all the time. And then it's like, at the end of the day, is it better that you've done 10 things halfway or that you've 100% completed 3 things? Which would you rather have? So I think there's a time for multitasking and there's a time for focus and get the work done. And in this case, if you do multitasking right, it's very productive, i.e., for instance, the kitchen, cleaning up the kitchen at night is going to be coming up a lot because that's what Loveth is focused on right now in this season of her life, going to bed with a tidy kitchen. When you're doing dinner, you're already there, you're already standing in the kitchen. You might as well just clear out the countertops, clean out the countertops, or you're already cooking, you might as well, oh no, not wipe the microwave. I hate doing that. So I'm not multitasking. I'm trying to think of what I do. While I'm waiting for the cook to simmer, boil, whatnot, I'm tidying up the countertop. I'm tidying up the table. Allocate specific time blocks for different activities, whether it's work, family time, exercise, or relaxation. I feel like some of these advices work if you were 100% in control of your time. I can allocate the time all I want, but when you have kids, they don't know what allocation means. They need what they need when they need it, right? So sometimes I think you have to remember what season of life you're in. If your kids are much younger, loosely allocate, knowing that things can happen. Time allocation or time blocking makes a lot of sense. It helps tackle smaller tasks that take 15 minutes or less immediately. It prevents them from piling up. Do you know how I feel about this 15-minute rule thing? The reason why I'm not doing the smaller tasks in the first place, there's a reason. Either I'm tired or I was doing something before, or I'll be doing something after. Hence, therefore, I want to tackle the small task even though it's 15 minutes. I think where it comes in handy is mentally, like something you want to do. If you can think of it in the sense of, it's just 15 minutes. It's just 15 minutes. Then it makes it easier, or it makes it more likely for you to do it. Don't hesitate to delegate tasks to other family members, or use services like grocery delivery or house cleaning to free up your time. I mean, there may not be I in my name, but intelligence is there. Have I not been saying this? When I discovered shopping online, not when I finally jumped on the bandwagon of shopping online, thanks to the pandemic, I was like, why haven't I been doing this? I wish there was all that extra work. I would gladly hours because moms. So for me right now in my life, some of this thing. And my way of setting boundaries is I remove myself from where we all are, which is mostly here. So then I'll go to the room or I'll just stay in the dining area. And that's my way of signaling, don't talk to me, mommy's not doing anything. And sometimes when they come to me, I go, talk to daddy. That's my boundaries. Prepare meals in larger quantities and freeze portions for later. This reduces the time spent on cooking every day. I think Mommy 101, after some time, even if you don't know, if you're one of us that did not put any thinking into being mommy and cooking when we were younger, I think one of the things you quickly learn is when I cook, let's just make extra so I don't have to refry this tomato. And all my Nigerians said, amen. Frying tomatoes, my goodness. One, I don't have the patience. Two, so you learn to make more so you can store some soups. We'll talk about meal prep, and I told you we'll have another video on that. Do not neglect self-care. Taking care of yourself allows you to be more productive and present for your family. I know I did this in a very casual way, but if you're struggling or if you're trying to get more productive, I think we all are at all times. You can rewatch the video. Let's figure out what areas we need to work on so we can be a lot more productive this last leg of the year. All right? Okay, people. Thank you. Did I even say that right? Listen, I'm stuffed up. My voice is resounding like all right, people. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye.